Sooner, everybody. My name's Harry James. If the seniors on this club want to make not only 4 bowl trips, which Bob's done, but 4 consecutive Big 12 conference championship rings, trophies, whatever you want to call it, well, it started yesterday. Well, actually, it ended yesterday with the spring finale, the spring game, where the Crimson falls to the white team 10-9. The Crimson team was led by Trent Williams, former Sooner, and the white winning team was led by former Sooner Adrian Peterson. And Adrian won it in overtime, and just won overtime. We'll tell you how it happened next. Boomer Sooner 1982. Don't go away. Welcome back to the show, everybody. My name's Harry James. The spring game, the annual spring football game, the spring finale for spring football was yesterday as the Cream team beats the Crimson team 10-9, a game that finished in overtime. And this is how we got there. Pretty low scoring ball game. So you would expect that to look this way. For the passing game for Adrian Peterson's crew, the white winning team, Kyler Murray was the leading quarterback for that team. 85 yards, didn't have a touchdown or an interception in the football game. And big nasty Trent Williams on the Crimson team of the Washington Redskins. His quarterback had 139 yards in the air, a touchdown, a pick for Austin Kendall, number 10. He's the backup quarterback for the Sooners this year. The rushing attack for the Sooners for Adrian Peterson and Team Cream, Kyler Murray, 9 carries, 35 yards, didn't score a touchdown on the night. Also on his team is Marcelius Sutton. Number 21, Marcelius Sutton had 8 carries to go with 57 yards. 2 touches in the ball game. And that one. But big, nasty Trent Williams, the big offensive lineman, he trusts his running game. He gave it to Kennedy Brooks 11 times for 103 yards. Didn't have a touchdown. Austin Kendall was the other leading rusher on the night. 5 carries, 32 yards. He didn't have a touchdown either. The receiving game for Adrian Peterson and Trent Williams looked like this. First of all, for Adrian Peterson and the Cream team, the winning team, it was all about Hollywood. Number 5, Marquise Hollywood Brown. 6 catches, 39 yards, and 0 touchdowns. He also had number 12, A.D. Miller on his team. Remember A.D. Miller from a few years ago? Well, he's back on the team with 4 catches for 34 yards in the spring game for Team Adrian Peterson. For Team Trent Williams, the big guy, number 80, Grant Calcaterra. 3 catches, 59 yards, and a touchdown. Also on his team is number 2, C.D. Lamb, Cedarian Lamb, 2 catches, 31 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Defensively, for both teams, is all about the Okies. The Okies from Muskogee. In fact, all of the leading tacklers, except for one, are all Okies. Let's start with a couple of Okies on Team Adrian Peterson. Number 30, Levi Draper. 8 tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, and 0 INTs for Levi. Also, number 40, John Michael Terry. 6 tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, and 0 picks. Of course, those two are the 2 Okies. Also, from Okieville is number 6, Trey Brown. We'll talk about him in a second. But first, number 8, Khalil Houghton. 5 tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, and 0 INTs. And number 6, Trey Brown, another Okie, 4 tackles, 0 forced fumbles, 0 fumbles recovered, and 0 INTs. The kicking game for both sides, we'll start with Team Adrian, who actually had 2 kickers on the night. We'll start with Caleb Sutherland, 1 for 1. 23 yards was as long as it was a 23-yarder up and good for Sutherland. Also on his team, out of Tulsa, and a transfer from Oral Roberts, Cameron Murtazavi, and missed a 43-yarder in the ball game. Team Trent, of course, he's got the other kicker, and as much as you don't like him as far as getting his blocks kicked and all this good stuff, Seibert, still a good kicker, 1 for 2 for 50%, made a 31-yarder, aimed for about, I'm going to say about a 52 or 53-yarder that would have ended the game in regulation, and missed it. And that's really the ball game. Punting, it was all about Austin Seibert, but that's really all you need to know about that. That's all we can really tell you, because there were a lot of fair catches and all that called. So the scoring highlights, Caleb Sutherland kicked his field goal from 23 yards out with $1.08 left in the first half, or the first quarter, which was the first half, for Team Trent. 3-0 Trent. Then Austin Seibert tied up the ball game in the second quarter with 11:40 left with a 31-yarder of his own, up and good. The spring version of Lincoln Riley's version of the spring game is 2 15-minute quarters. So really, half of a real football game. Wasn't decided, though, as we can see, 3-3 tie. So in the overtime, it was Marcellus Sutton, an 18-yard carry for a touchdown. 10-3 Team Adrian Peterson. But Trent Williams' guys came right back. Austin Kendall threw a 21-yard touchdown to Grant Calcaterra in triple coverage, by the way. Grant comes up with the touchdown catch. Trent calls timeout, decides to go for 2. Doesn't get it. So 9-10, Adrian Peterson's crew, they win the football game. And they get, Adrian and those guys get the steak, and the rest of them get beanie weenies for Team Crimson. The right call of the game is one that we haven't yet talked about. Yeah, you could say that Grant's touchdown catch was huge, or you could talk about Marcellus Sutton's touchdown being huge, but it was all yesterday about James Woods. He's a kid from the OU Children's Department, scored a 30-yard touchdown run, and basically it was after the game was over. Really wouldn't have mattered anyway, but he did get in the end zone. Cool moment for him. Stoopsy's stop of the night is when Miguel Edwards, one of the freshman guys, the young guns, he's out from Florida, number 16, Miguel Edwards, picks off number 10, Austin Kendall, in the back of the end zone. Kept the game interesting till the end. All right, guys, that's it. Here in about a month, we'll start doing the OU football preview shows. And we'll start with, I believe it's Florida Atlantic, first game. Till then, guys, thanks for watching. It's been a great summer. And before I forget, I almost did forget, but you don't want to forget about our fearless leader, David Boren. Debo, as he may have been named. If you don't know, former Sooner coach Bobby Stoops, behind me, right there, that guy, had his statue dedication yesterday. After Boren's part of the dedication went back to his seat and got lightheaded, was taken taken out on a stretcher as part of a and had a mild case of heart attack, I believe, is what it ended up being. So let's hope that he's safe and that Debo can come back from this. Apparently yesterday he was back from this, which is good for him. So let's pray that happens and that he's well again. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Boomer Sooner. You can catch this and all my other videos on the YouTube. Boomer Sooner 1982 is on YouTube. Facebook is Harry James Taylor. @HypeManHarry is on Twitter. Thanks for watching, guys. See y'all in about a month or so. And until then, guys, Boomer Sooner, everybody. I'm out of here. See ya.